Hello everyone, welcome back to Shiksha Proficient Academy. In this video, we will look at Standard 8's Poem 1.3 The Pilgrim, which is written by an anonymous author. Anonymous means unknown. People whose name we are not known or their identity is hidden, so we call those writers and poets as anonymous. First of all, what is a pilgrim? So, pilgrim is a person who journeys specially a long distance to some sacred place, to the Holy Land, as an act of religious devotion. In simpler words, a person who goes on pilgrimage is a pilgrim. Pilgrimage means Tirth Yatra. Now, before we begin with the poem explanation, let us recite the poem first.
The pilgrim, a pilgrim, going a lone highway, came at evening, cold and grey, to a chasm, deep and vast and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The chasm held no fear for him, but he paused when he reached the other side, and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, why waste your time in building here? Your journey ends with the close of the day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide? The pilgrim raised his old grey head. My friend, in the path I've come, he said. There followeth after me today a fair-headed youth, who must pass this way. The chasm which held no fears for me. To the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He, too, must cross in the twilight dim. My friend, I am building this bridge for him. Anonymous.
Now that we have recited the poem, we can see that this poem is divided into 3 paragraphs, and the rhyme scheme in first paragraph is AA, B, CC, BB. And whereas for second and third paragraph it is DD, AA, BB, EE, AA, FF, CC. So let us look into this poem para-wise.
Pilgrim, going a lone highway, came at evening, cold and grey, to a chasm, deep and vast and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The chasm held no fear for him, but he paused when he reached the other side, and built a bridge to span the tide.
The poem begins by telling us about a pilgrim who was traveling alone on a highway. It was an old pilgrim. Soon it was evening and the weather was cold. The poet also describes the evening as grey, which could mean cloudy or late evening time when the sun has just set. At that time, he came to a chasm. Chasm is a gap in earth's surface which was deep, vast and wide. Now the old man was able to cross it even though it was twilight time. Twilight time means the evening time when the sun has set but there is still dim light in the sky. Now the old man was able to cross it as he was an experienced traveler who may also have passed this chasm many times. But even though he had crossed it, he stopped and built a bridge across it. Here, span the tide means to go across the tide. Moving forward to second stanza.
Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, why waste your time in building here? Your journey ends with the close of the day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide?
In second stanza we can see, as he was busy with his work, a fellow pilgrim reached there. That is, there was one fellow traveler who reached out to this old man. And he asked him why he was wasting his time building the bridge, for his journey is over and he will never pass that way again. He tells the old man that he is very old and he may not live to pass this way again. So why he was building the bridge anyway? This fellow traveler was puzzled and asked again why the pilgrim who has already crossed the deep and wide chasm is building a bridge so late in the evening. Here, ye stands for you, and eventide means late evening. So, moving forward to our last stanza.
The pilgrim raised his old grey head. My friend, in the path I've come, he said. There followeth after me today a fair-headed youth, who must pass this way. The chasm which held no fears for me. To the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He, too, must cross in the twilight dim. My friend, I am building this bridge for him.
Listening to the fellow traveler's words, the old pilgrim raises his old grey head and explains his reasons. He says that there is a fair-headed youth behind him who was also taking the same path that he has taken. The old pilgrim was experienced and was not afraid of crossing the chasm. However, the fair-haired youth is inexperienced or underexperienced, and there may be traps ahead for him. Here, pitfall means hidden or unsuspected traps or dangers or difficulties. So, the old man is saying that there might be traps ahead for him. He too would have to cross the chasm in this dim twilight, and the old man was building a bridge to help him, because the old man thought that the youth or the young traveler might not be able to judge the depth of the chasm at this dim twilight, and being inexperienced, he may fall to his death. This was really an inspiring and touching poem with a strong message. The poem gives us the message of unselfish love and generosity towards fellow men. This poem teaches us that those who have faced difficulties of life successfully and are experienced must be unselfish, and they should help those who are inexperienced or underexperienced, and because they may face difficulties. If you liked this video, then do let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and surely hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.